And good morning. It's 7:03 on this Thursday, June 25th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thursday morning, and we're all set and geared to go for Bates Ford, 1673 West Main in Lebanon, the dealer, the trade for anything you don't need. We got Paul here this morning. Paul Tubbs, dealer operations manager. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
The discussions that we have off the air here, I'm glad they're not live on the air.
Me too.
But we will just say that the mask thing yesterday was quite a topic of discussion all over town.
Yeah,
and
it's it was kind of alarming to me because we try to take every safety precaution possible, and if our employees want to wear a mask or have masks or do so, we want to do what's best for the community and the employees and stuff. But we was kind of in a frantic because we didn't have, per se, 200 masks laying around to be able to supply and, for customers coming in. But it all got straightened out, and thankfully we do have masks and sanitizers, and we do practice social distancing, and we are still doing where if customers want to call us, we'll pick up and deliver vehicles. And, we have several customers that just want to drop them outside, don't want to come in. We sanitize each vehicle, seat covers, steering wheel covers, all the precautionary things. I really was hoping this was getting behind us, but I don't know if this, I honestly believe maybe the election might cure the coronavirus.
I've heard that mentioned before. Well, by the way, Mayor Hutt will be here next month, and he can tell his side of the whole story then. We don't have it before. But anyway, you're here this morning, of course, to talk about tires and oil change and sale of cars, trucks, and vehicles. And Ronnie's not here, by the way.
No, he's down there playing in the sand. He's in Florida. Took a little vacation, so.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, good for him. So we're, and actually next week he'll be my fill-in since I'm going on a little trip to Gatlinburg. So take the kids. We have to do it kind of during the week because we've been having baseball on the weekends and stuff. So just a little quick getaway. But we've got a lot of great deals going on base. We've actually traded for some great vehicles. I tell you something we've got into is one of them. We've got the new Lincoln SUV. I got one of them coming. I bought 3 or 4 vehicles yesterday. We've traded for a couple of vehicles. We sold 6 cars yesterday, which is a great deal on a Wednesday. Yeah. But we're just trying to keep our inventory up. We traded for a nice 05 F-150, one owner with 85,000 miles on it, white. Oh. Just a beautiful truck. So if anybody's looking for a nice truck in a pretty fair price range, I think it's going to be around $9,500. We got that vehicle. We've traded for a couple of. We got a 04 diesel truck. We actually traded for that's really good shape. It's got just over 100,000 miles. Kind of a work truck. If somebody in the construction business is looking for it, so we're plugging along, moving forward.
Well, it sounds like really 6 on a Wednesday. Not bad.
Not bad at all. And our guys, we try to keep going and stay in contact with our customers. And like I always say, we try to treat people fair and right and try to give them the best deal possible. But
Ronnie'd been there, might have been 8.
Yeah. He cost me 2 cars.
You still got the oil change up to 5 quarts for
$24.95. We're still running that.
That's a virus special. Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's been my COVID-19 oil change special.
But where it was, and we talked about this all the time, and even then it was the cheapest in town at $28.95.
Yeah.
We knocked $4 off.
Yeah,
of that.
I mean, like I said, I always tell everybody you can go try to buy the oil and filter and do it yourself and see how much fun it is and get rid of the oil and all that fun stuff. But no, we don't just do an oil change. I always say this: we try to give you a good inspection. If you're going on vacation, a lot of people seem to be going to Florida and different areas right now. If you want to bring your vehicle in, we'll give you a thorough inspection and let you know if there's any, needs that you need to address. Tires, we've got some great deals on tires. I've put several sets of tires on, and I always talk about that Ford service card where, you can do 0% financing for 6 or 12 months. We've put several sets of tires on lately, and if you buy the tires and use the credit card, it doubles your rebate. So I've done several sets of tires, people using the card. they'll buy a set of tires and get $140 back in the mail. So that's a pretty good deal there.
It really is. I guess everybody doesn't always look for the very best deal. Some people, well, I need it, I'll get it, don't worry too much about what it costs. Right. Other people are very, very conscious of every penny they spend.
Right.
And somebody that's in that, this is great.
Yeah, and what we do is we got a better and best, and we usually try to give people 3 options on tires. There's generally the Michelin, which is a great tire, and generally your best riding tire is generally the most expensive, but however they last a long time and generally are really good tires. And then we generally have another line that's kind of a mid-grade, and then we also have a line that's a little bit less expensive, that's a little cheaper version, that whichever version, somebody that travels a lot might want to spend a little more money and get a Michelin, and somebody that doesn't drive as much maybe wants a cheaper tire. And we have all different options. I always say Ford Motor Company buys probably as many tires as anybody in the country, because they have to put tires on all the brand new vehicles, so they're able to compete with the Ford's price policy is they'll meet or beat anybody's price on any tire. So we're always in the market to try to compete with anybody.
Well, you sure got a lot going for you, and it is a family type atmosphere there, and a lot of people been there for years, like Ronnie for 33 years, and you've been there 22, I believe.
Yep, coming up on 23. And Mr. Bates, he it starts with the top. He's always trying to promote that. He told me one time, and I always took this. He said, "Y'all don't have to go to dinner together, but you got to get along while you're here." So,
oh, that's good. That's good.
So we create that family atmosphere. We do grill outs a couple times a month and have hamburgers and hot dogs. Just employees bring a dish, and we like that atmosphere, and it works well for us, and it seems to be going in the right direction, and so that's where we're headed.
All right. Well, hope you have a great Thursday, and we'll be back here next Thursday and do it all over again. Ronnie will be here, and you'll be in.
Yes, sir. I'll be on a special assignment.
Specialist. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. That's Paul Tubbs, of course, Dealer Operations Manager for Bates Ford, 1673 West Main, the dealer that'll trade for anything it don't eat. We're 10 and a half after the hour, and it is the 4th Thursday in the month, and this is the day we jokingly say, and maybe it's true, I don't know, that our ratings go up a little bit more because we have the fire chief for the city of Lebanon with us, Mr. Chris Dowell. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Of course, you're not only the fire chief, you're one of our members of the county commission.
That's right.
So we get to talk about the city, we get to talk about the county with you, and you're probably unique. I don't know of anybody else that's in that exact category. It's a guest of mine anyway.
I don't know of any either, but I ain't really studied it that hard.
Well, how are you?
Good. Rolling right along. I can't complain. Got some good news yesterday afternoon. We've been waiting on the engine for 2 years, and we finally got it. So it's backed in the bay. It come in yesterday evening. Assistant Chief Baird brought it in, I don't know, somewhere around 6 o'clock, 6:30 yesterday evening. So we got to go through all the steps to get it ready, and then we can take our hats off to the old cripple one we got now and retire it.
All right. Now, what all would you have to do? I mean, this is one that's pretty much made to your specifications.
That's right.
And $750,000 or so?
No, this one right here was like 560, 570, something like that.
But a good amount of money that goes into a fire engine, but
right.
Made specifically for your specifications, whatever y'all thought you needed here for the city of Lebanon.
That's right.
So now, what do you got to do to get it operational?
Well, I mean, it's got to be tagged by the shop, of course. The radios has got to be put in it, and the Knox box to get into people's businesses around town and all of that stuff. So it's a secure box that we have on the engine. You take it out, you got to put your social security number in, scan your eyes, and take your blood and all that stuff. So, but that stuff's got to be put on there, and it's got to be loaded, and it'll be ready to rock and roll. Of course, Lisa Lane, she's got to get the tags and stuff for it. So,
where is it going to be located?
It's at Station 3 down by Five Oaks.
Okay.
It'll be down there. So we've got an older one down there it couldn't have happened at a better time because it was going downhill fast. And so
what do you do with it?
It would probably go back, and we'll probably have to use it for reserve for just a little while, just in case, one of these go down, then we don't have to go panicking. We have one to crawl back on. The guys don't like it because they're used to that new technology or whatever, but sometimes you just got to make do.
Yeah. Well, you at Station 1 and 2, you've got something similar to this one?
Yeah, Station 1 we do. Now, that's the one that's $750,000.
Okay.
That's the one with a ladder on it. This one does not have a ladder on it.
Okay.
Station 4 has one that's identical to Station 1, and now we've got this one that's going to Station 3. Station 2 has a different type of apparatus at that location. It's still a fire engine, but it's a different company that made that one. So we try to stay in the same family if we can. Reason being, they've been good to us. The mechanics are here close to work on it. Not only do we have our shop that does the routine changing of the oil and the maintenance on it, but if something tears up on a fire engine, they're not certified to do it. So we send it to Nashville, or they come here to do it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right. Well, good news, and got some morale booster.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Dowell, our fire chief, is with us. We've got more to talk about after this break here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:13. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. And we want to thank our friends at Absolute Kubota and Rental. They have Exmark, large inventory of Exmark mowers for homeowners and commercial users. Number one selling brand, bought 2-to-1 over any other commercial mower brand. 1325 West Main. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Watching traffic volume start to slow down just a bit here already on 65 southbound at Trinity Lane. OHB at Carefree Lane. That's a minor collision over in Hermitage, getting some attention. Watching it pick up as far as that traffic volume here the last few minutes on 24 westbound up by Harding Place. Hey, if your glasses are always fogging up, the answer is ZipWax Anti-Fog Cleaner, voted one of the best products under $20. Log on today, ZipWaxAntiFogCleaner.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. Chris Dowell is here. He's our fire chief, and that's the reason that he's here, but he's also a member of the county commission, as I mentioned earlier, and sometimes we do get into county discussions as well.
That's right.
I guess we could talk about where we've been and where we are now as far as the coronavirus, COVID-19. It seems that things have been relaxed a little bit. We've been letting up, and yet we're finding out here that more people are going to Florida, more people going places, and the incidence of diagnosis has picked up some. Yeah.
Well, can you relate it to that, or can you relate it to there's people getting tested now? There's more tests out there.
That's true. I don't
have an answer for it. I mean, here's the thing, and I this is just my opinion, and everybody's got one. So I mean, and I'm sure that people are going to say that I don't, but here it goes anyway. I mean, if you get tested, 9 times out of 10, me and you might have it. You don't never know. I mean, or we could be the carriers of it, or back in the past, we could have had it.
Yeah.
Have you ever been sick with a snotty nose or whatever? Have you ever had the flu? So, I mean, what I'm saying is, you've probably had it and got over it. I ain't knocking it and saying that it's not there. It is there. It is a virus that, people are dying from. But how many, how many have gotten better? Too. They don't tell you that
over half.
More than half. Yeah. It's way over. That's gotten better.
60-70%, I guess. Yeah.
Right, but for that person that has lost someone to it, that's a different story. I don't know how they feel, about it, but my opinion is, and I could die from it tomorrow. I don't know, but one thing I can rest assured is if I do die from it in the next 2 or 3 weeks or tomorrow or as soon as I walk out this door or whatever, I know where I'm going. So that's all that matters to me.
Well, has this changed much the way you operate the fire department?
Yeah, it really does. I mean, yeah, they're going out and they're facing it every day. It ain't like, and I'm not knocking anybody. I'm just going to use you because I knock you around all the time. But
Try to, don't you?
that's right. But there you leave here, and after you get off the radio, you go to your office, right? And
Well, actually, anymore I go home.
okay, you go home, okay, per se. Well, we don't. When I go back, I got to go back, and I go to my office, and so we see people, or they see people, all day long.
Yeah.
So they're more subjected to the problem that per se that's going around. So, but if you'll drive by the fire hall, they're not worried about it. They wash their hands, they use their social distancing. And our dispatch, both dispatches does a really, really good job of screening the calls on the phone, and we're prepared when we get there. So it's just, to me, it's common sense. Just be aware of your surroundings, know what you're going into, and they're critical. Both 911 and Central Dispatch are really, really critical, and they're good at what they do. So kudos to them. But our guys are going out just as long as the police. I mean, they walk up, and sometimes they have to get personal with somebody. And, the next thing you know, not only do you have to worry about, yourself getting it, I'm more worried about my guys taking it home to their family if they got small kids or something to that magnitude. When we talked about it before, it's been said, this is what you signed up for. So I guess when we need to rewrite our policy and say, okay, if coronavirus comes in the year 2075, that this is what you signed up for. So, but needless to say, we're handling it well. We've changed a few things, and now it seems like we're fixing to change again because the Mayor Ash put out that it's recommended that we wear masks, and so we're going to abide by that when we go out to Kroger and to restaurants to eat and all of that stuff. You'll see them; they'll have their face mask on, but as soon as they get back in the engine, they're going to take them off. So, or they can if they want to. That'd be their preference or whatever. So, people beware. Don't, and I'm afraid that it's going to be one of those things. It's be like back in kindergarten again, like a telltale. Somebody is going to call and say a fireman didn't have a mask on or whatever. But
Well, have you had much of that happening up till now?
yeah, we've had a couple of people that have said something to other department heads about, okay, the firemen are going out and they're not having their mask on and this and that, one thing and another. So, but you know what? Sometimes I just write those people off. They're gonna nag and fuss about anything. It don't make any difference.
Yeah, there's even some controversy about the mask itself.
Well, some of the masks, yeah. Well, you've got one laying here in front of me, and I can tell you right now, you can take that thing and blow your nose with it. That's about as good as this. That's what it's good for. So,
well, I've got to. I don't think I've said this on the air. Betty Kelly over at Hearthside brought this out Tuesday. I think this was after I got off the air. She had it in a neat little Ziploc package here, and to me from her, and she said she had found this material. It's Vanderbilt. It has Vanderbilt Commodores anchor down and all that good stuff, their logos. She had found this somewhere and decided she had used that material and make me a mask. I thought that was
I can tell you
nice.
exactly where she got it from.
Where?
Down there at Goodwill. After Vanderbilt season last year, everybody started turning it all in. So
I gotta give that one too. Only you, Chris.
No, but people are making masks. We've got some ordered from a local business here in town. Just it's one of those cases that we're going to put it on, but the thing about it is, okay, how good is it?
Yeah,
we can't put on our mask that we got for our patients on the engine. I mean, because if we do, the city of Lebanon is going to go broke. Those things are high. If you go out and buy the mask that you've got right now, and and you're wearing it or whatever, if you had to pay for that, it's probably $4 or $5 or something like that.
Yeah, I imagine.
Well, our masks are way more expensive than that because we've got the right protection that we're supposed to have when you wear a mask. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But
we got about 6 minutes left.
right.
Anything else from the fire department of really
no, we're
interest?
rolling right into I guess our next budget or whatever, and so we've been rocking right along. It's our budget's been turned in. It's been okayed by council, and so I guess now it's just gotta. And I don't know. I can't even remember if it's passed budget.
Yeah,
or,
they've passed that.
yeah, I know the county has ours.
No,
went
no,
first.
the city passed.
Well,
one.
I'm saying the county. We
Oh.
passed ours too. I'm talking both of them.
All right.
So we've passed ours, and so the cities is gone too. So that's good. Now we're moving along, and so next year's budget, I'm already thinking about it. So this right here is going on. What will they throw at us next? What kind of virus or what will be next?
One of the things that is of particular interest, I think, is the sales tax collections, and although we've suffered some, our economy has no doubt suffered, and some people have suffered tremendously. Others have had a field day. Quite honestly, I mean, Lowe's, for example, and probably Home Depot, they've been they probably had a great 3 months here, while some others were down. I know our sales tax collections aren't as high; they're lower than what they were compared to a year ago. But so far, it hasn't been that bad.
Whoa! Say it again. No, they're not. No, you're wrong. That ain't the report I got.
Oh, we actually had an increase in April over April of last year.
Yes.
Well,
And the previous month before that too, it was up too. So that's not the report. See, that's the thing. It's because the sales tax. I'm sure it was upped, but a lot of people were still doing carryouts and things of that nature, and some of them are still doing carryouts because, to be quite honest with you, I've talked to one of the places, and it's just cheaper because you don't have to have anybody on the inside to clean the tables and all of that stuff. So, not saying that everybody's doing that, but the thing about it is you're still getting your food. So, I mean, to me, I don't never go in the place I'm talking about. It's fast food. I don't ever go in and sit down anyway. So, just the drive-throughs backed around.
oh, by the way, I just remember Alicia Burnley called me over to Wilson County Library the other day, and they are open. It's a little bit different. She wanted me to mention that, and I just thought of it. And I thought of something else that's going to be opening July 1st, the Senior Citizen Center.
Yeah. And
But it's gonna be different, and I don't know what all the ramifications are. But open is what I hear.
That's, I mean, and that's all jokes aside. That is really, really a serious issue. With some of the elements that are inside there. Some of the the elderly that go in there. I mean, if they're sick, of course, they're better. They're probably better stewards than the younger folks. If they're sick, they stay at home.
Yeah.
And they got people that actually watch out for them and take care of them and all of that stuff.
Oh,
so.
yeah, you got Teresa, who, by the way, will be here tomorrow, I understand, and Patty, of course, who are very concerned. But we've got 6 tables in the pool room. When we open back up, I understand only 2 of them can be operational.
Right. I mean,
we could do every other one, but that's not that way. You could have 3.
This too will pass. I can promise you, this right here will pass. But if there is a concern, that would be one.
Yeah.
I know right now they're saying that the cases are the younger people. Well, it is what it is. You can't nowadays. You can't really control the young ones. That's out there doing whatever or traveling around in different places. But
Don't think we've had anywhere near as many fatalities with the younger age.
I don't know the number. I think they said that they was on the rise, but I don't know of maybe one in Lebanon. So. Not to discredit anybody else or across the county or across the state of Tennessee. I'm just saying that, we can only look in our backyard instead of worrying about, taking care of other counties and other cities. And so
One thing before you go, what football? And that's something everybody seems to think is going to take place. We don't know, but I mean, I think the anticipation is there for high school, for college, and the pros.
Well, my son's been back down there for 3 weeks. Well, he's finna start his 4th week back down there at the UT Martin. So, knock on wood, ain't nothing. They don't have any cases down there, which is small. Not many people in town, and the students are not on campus. So who knows what that's going to turn into when the students gets back on campus.
But with him, so far so good.
So far, so good. You know, he's just down there bored to death, of course, because he goes to practice, go work out, and go back to the house. And so, I mean, but that's what he was doing before the virus come out, because there ain't much to do in Martin. But on the home front, you talk about Lebanon football, you know, and different places or whatever. I just don't see the TSSAA losing much money. I just don't. You know, that's just the way I look at it. They'll have football unless it's probably now if they go to virtual or something like that, then of course they can't have it. But,
all right, we're about time's about up. But are you going to be a part of it? Are you going to play a part?
I'll be around. Put it that way. Right. Let's just say I'll be
Chris
around.
Dow will be around Lebanon High football this year.
That's right.
Well, I'm sure Coach Gentry will be appreciative of anything that you're able to do.
That's right.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us today. See you next month.
Yes, sir.
All right. Chris Dow, our fire chief, and that is part one of Coleman and Company here for a Thursday morning. Stay with us for more here on FM 98.9.
And it's 7:29. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Bates Ford and the Lifetime Brake Pad Guarantee. With the purchase of a brake service, replacement brake pads will be provided at no cost for as long as the customer owns the vehicle. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now at traffic. Here's Chuck.
Well, good morning. Some of this pesky fog trying to burn off out here. There's been a crash at Bell Road at Smith Springs Road. If you know anything about that intersection, you know it's crazy through there, whether there's a wreck there or not. Moving that earlier wreck on 65 southbound, not too far from the North Loop as you head towards Metro Center in that general area. Hey, it's time to have some summertime fun at Adventures Unlimited on the Oconee River. Book online today at adventuresunlimited.net. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
It's all about taking care of you, and THW Insurance will do just that. Are you looking for home or auto insurance? THW represents Westfield Insurance and other fine companies. Together, we will protect you and your family. Call Al DeAndrea at 615-547-5530 or stop in and see him.
Hey, this is Paul with Bates Ford, and with all the craziness going on in the community right now, Bates Ford is still here to serve you. We've got some great deals, oil change specials for $28.95 for up to 5 quarts. We will pick up and deliver your vehicle, whether it's for sales or service. On the sales end, we've got 0 interest for 72 months and 6 months deferred payment. So give us a call at Bates Ford, 615-444-8221. Bates Ford, the dealer that will trade for anything that don't eat.
71 degrees all the way.
73 degrees, please.
So what's your perfect degree of comfort? We'll help you find it with professional Rheem HVAC service that'll keep your home comfy year-round, save on energy costs, and may qualify for utility rebates and tax credits. So enjoy a new degree of comfort.
72 degrees, and I'm good to go.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air, 237-3604.
Today we'll see mostly sunny skies with temperatures topping out in the upper 80s. On Friday, highs will climb into the upper 80s with partly sunny skies. By the weekend, the heat and humidity really ramp up. Highs on Saturday top out near 90 degrees with a few scattered showers. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty. Professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist TJ Scott.
Coleman and Company, welcome to part 2. It is a Thursday morning, and Thursday, this time we talk about the Pavilion Senior Living here in Lebanon with Heather Sadler. Heather's on the phone this morning. Heather, good morning.
Good morning.
And I hope things are going well.
They're going great. I can't complain.
Well, just tell us the latest.
Well, so the latest for the Pavilion, for our assisted living and our rehab campus, is we are COVID-free. we got all our tests back and all from the state. So that's exciting news for us. And we're looking at, we're hoping that Monday we can open up to some of our families to see their loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's very strict rules. They have to be appointments that are made. They're only lasting 20 minutes. There's no contact. They're all in a private supervised area with, we have a huge plexiglass wall that we have built to allow this to happen. And, we're doing the best we can in this strange pandemic to see, hopefully allow some of our family to see their loved ones.
Well, it sounds like you are taking every precaution here, but at least there's going to be a little bit more face-to-face contact and this sort of thing than has been allowed for the last 3 months or so.
That's exactly right. We're doing we're doing the best we can, and like I said, just a really odd time. Now, this all depends on the number of COVID cases in Wilson County. So what the state has said is the number has to be below 10 on 10 for every 100,000 residents. So Wilson County roughly has 145,000 residents. Right now, we're sitting at 6.69 today. So as long as that number stays below 10, we can allow people in. Now, if that number gets above 10, we have to stop. So like Davidson County is above 10, so no skilled nursing or assisted living can let people in. Smith County is at 3.69, so they can. Mm-hmm. So there's actually a threshold that we have to follow.
Well, I know you're staying in tune with all of that and wanting to comply in every way and stay in the good graces of all the officials. At the same time, sometimes this may be a little bit hard to explain to some of the people who are there. Hopefully they do understand the precautions that are necessary.
I think some of them do. Some of them are really ready to see their family, which is understandable. And, some families really are ready to see their loved ones. So we're just doing the best we can, like I said. But still in the midst of the pandemic, people still need our services. So we're still admitting. So our rehab, we're still admitting from hospitals. And then our assisted living, we still have rooms available. We had 2 people move in this week. Now, we also have to take precautions when they move in to make sure that they have a negative COVID test. And then we have to do some isolation as well. We've tried to make that a little fun, Coleman. That's my middle name. Instead of isolation, I've called it vacation. So we're trying to, during their quarantine, we've got some extra stuff going on. We're delivering milkshakes and their favorite meal. And my favorite one is the towel animals that I've had. We've had the delightful task to figure out how to make those with YouTube videos. So pretty fun stuff. Just trying to make it as fun as we can.
Right. We haven't mentioned your location at all this morning. Right there on Medical Center Drive, 1409 Medical Center Drive, north of Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. If you were going to the emergency room, instead of turning left there, you go one street further, take a left, and you'll find the pavilion down there on the right. And that's kind of the way we explain it each time. If you don't know where Medical Center Drive is, that's the best way to find out. I think you'll agree with that.
That is absolutely right. Like I said, give us a call. Can't come in, but give us a call, and we'll be glad to talk to you. Or go to our website, and that's thepavilionseniorliving.com, thepavilionseniorliving.com, or give us a call at 444-5556.
Okay, Heather, thanks for being with us this morning. We'll do our best to do it all over again next week about this time.
Sounds good. You have a good day.
All right, thank you. Heather Sadler, she is the marketing director for the Pavilion Senior Living and our advertiser every Thursday at this time. We're 22 before the hour, and as I promised you yesterday and throughout this week, we've been talking with the candidates for School Board Zone 1, and we have the incumbent with us this morning, Mr. Wayne McNeese, who is here. And Wayne, we welcome you to our program.
Good morning, Coleman. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, it's nice to have you, and there are 4 candidates on the ballot for this. You are the incumbent, and I will do you like I've done everybody else. This is kind of my standard when we introduce a political candidate. Let them have the first words and tell anything they'd like to about themselves. So tell us about Wayne McNeese.
Thanks, Coleman. Yes, been the incumbent here. I was actually appointed to the school board in 2000, the spring of 2000, by the county commissioners. Then I ran later that year, was elected in 2000 and 2004. Did not run in 2008. I ran again in 2012 and 2016. So been on the school board for 16 years now. So I enjoy serving on the school board. I enjoy helping the students and the teachers as best I can.
What's your occupation?
I currently I work part-time now. I'm semi-retired. I tried the retirement thing for 3 months and I just couldn't do that. Person gets up and goes to work every day for all his life since when I was 13 when I moved to Wilson County. So I just couldn't not do anything.
Yeah.
In the summer months, it might have been different. I have 4 grandkids that are involved in things, and my wife and I, who's with me here, we follow whatever sport, whatever activity. Baseball, my grandson signed with Cumberland this year. But then I had my youngest granddaughter was super involved in gymnastics. I mean, that is a strenuous sport. I mean, she was practicing a lot, but then I had my older granddaughter was involved in a dance studio there out of Hermitage, and man, it was just something going on all the time with my grandkids. And my wife and we thoroughly enjoy whatever they're doing and following them. So we had a great time doing that.
Why do you want to continue to be a member of the school board?
Well, as I said, I enjoy serving the community. There's a few things that I'd like to see happen or get done before I retire from the school board. We've got some challenges right now, financially, and probably some serious decisions got to be made really soon as far as what we're going to do with a virus when we're going to open up schools. So that is a serious discussion that we're going to have soon.
All right, let's set them aside for a moment. We'll have a break here in about 4 minutes. There's another issue here, and you know where I'm headed here. There's been a sexual harassment thing. A hearing was held the other night. I believe the county's hiring an attorney out of Memphis to do their legal work for them here. But you've been accused, and we'd like to hear your side of the story, at least anything that you'd like to tell us about that this morning.
Well, I appreciate that, Coleman. I know you asked the other candidates, but none of them took the bait right there. So, and I appreciate that. It's number one, I haven't harassed anyone. I've been happily married for 47 years. All these people that say I harassed them, my wife was there. So, but there's only so much I can say. Because of all this, I have retained an attorney to protect my name and possible litigation afterwards. My name has really been smeared. I don't know if I can or will do anything about that. So, but there's very little I can say on the advice of that attorney. So,
okay, all right. Do you think that this is going to have a major effect on who wins the school board race?
I think it'd be an effect. Major, I'm not sure. I've stayed off of social media. I don't get on it much to start with, but the response that I hear that I'm getting are in the area that I serve have been mostly positive. They don't know why they're attacking me at this time, and there's a lot of things that they think is why they are attacking me right now. I mean, one was 4 years ago, and this one recently who I was, well, there I go, I talk about it. Been friends with this person for 15 to 20 years. And all of a sudden, at election time, it comes out. But it'll have some effect, yes. Just don't know how big.
Well, what do you feel are the issues here? I mean, there are four of you vying for this seat. You're the incumbent, and as you said, you've been except for 4 years, I think, since 2000.
Yes, sir.
What as a voter makes their choice? What are the issues they should be concerned with? What should go through their mind in making that choice?
Well, the major issue that we have is the one that we talked about 4 years ago. Probably is growth in our county and how we react to that. I mean, our counties. I mean, we keep growing, so we're going to have to build more schools. How do we afford that? Our county budget in the last 6 years have gone up probably close to $35 million total in the last 6-8 years. We've got to control that. We have, I think it's $600 million worth of contracts on schools that we have on to build, or we have built that we're paying for, or the county is obviously paying for it, but you and I are paying for it.
Yeah.
So that issue is ongoing here in Wilson County. We provide the best education, in my mind, in Tennessee. We have the best teachers in the nation right here in Wilson County. I mean, our test scores are outstanding every year. That's not an issue. That's a good problem to have, but we got continuing growth problems here.
Okay, at this point, we need to take a break. Wayne McNeese, candidate for re-election for School Board Member Zone 1, is here. We've got more to talk about after this break here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:46. Let's see what's happening on the place. Thanks to Bates Ford and that regular oil change, $24.95 up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal. Plus, they'll pick up and deliver your vehicle back to you absolutely free. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Well, good morning. Some of this pesky fog trying to burn off out here. There's been a crash at Bell Road at Smith Springs Road. If you know anything about the intersection, you know it's crazy through there, whether there's a wreck there or not. Moving that earlier wreck on 65 southbound, not too far from the North Loop as you head towards Metro Center in that general area. Hey, it's time to have some summertime fun at Adventures Unlimited on the Oconee River. Book online today at adventuresunlimited.net. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
The Pavilion Senior Living residents are inviting you to become their new neighbor. If you're looking for a sign to move, call us at 444-5556 to learn more about the details. Or go to thepavilionseniorliving.com for more information. Or better yet, just drop by 1408 Medical Center Drive right behind Tenova Hospital and see for yourself. You should move here.
Coleman and Company here, our final segment on a Thursday morning. Wayne McNeese is with us. He is a member of the school board, Wilson County School Board, and asking to be re-elected to that position for Zone 1. Now, there's been a number of 5-2 votes there. There are times when you have been in the minority. You've said your piece, but it's sometimes you and maybe another one seem to have a difference of opinion with other members of the board. Comment on that, if you will.
Coleman, I wasn't elected to go along to get along. I vote my conscience. I vote what I think the people that I represent want me to vote. So I don't rubber stamp anything that comes through there. I got questions. If I feel that it's not the right thing to do, then I don't do it. That's the only way that I can serve, and I will continue to serve. But I got to look at myself in the mirror every morning, which is bad enough. But I've got to do what I think is right, and that's the way I go about.
Do you have differences with the some of the expenditures, some of the the central office, the staff that's there, the money that's being spent? Is that a problem with you?
Only thing that I ever asked is to spend that money wisely. Do I think we always do that? No, I do not. So that's where my no votes normally will fall. It's not normally on policy, although there has been some of that lately. We are relinquishing some of our power, not only to the director, but even to the chairman of the board. But I'm very concerned about the money we spend, very concerned that when we do have this money, that we spend it wisely.
There was quite a controversy regarding Green Hill High School and the location, maybe not the name once you got the location, but as to whether to put it there or somewhere else. You have any comment on that? I mean, you still, I think you were opposed to that location.
I was opposed to the location. Number one, we spent quite a bit of money, $6 or $7 million just for the property right there. So I wasn't against a school in that end of the county. I think it's better placed somewhere else, but I wasn't really opposed to that. But I was opposed to that location. There's a lot of problems in that area. If you look at the original plans, we've had to adjust a lot of that because of when we got in there, what we had to do. We took up a lot of what I call W.A. Wright property back through there. I mean, we destroyed their playground and different things that affected W.A. Wright Elementary. So obviously there was something in there that we had to rearrange the way the building's set and things of that nature. That's why I was against that property. We have really adversely affected the people that live behind that. With that water running off, I mean, it's like a small river sometimes in their backyards. And we just, some of those things is why I was against that particular location.
What about your relationship with the director of schools? Has that been mainly positive, or has there been quite a bit of controversy and conflict?
Well, there's been some conflict with that, yes. Simply because I don't go along to get along. Donna and I, well, I'll say it for myself. I like Donna, Dr. Wright. And I think she likes me. Now, that don't mean we going to agree on things that she brings before the board, though. So we have a little bit of different opinions on how that all goes.
What would you like to see done differently?
More transparency with our budget. I mean, at the end of, I'm talking about a state record now, the state controller, July of 2019 or June of 2019, we showed $12 million in our fund balance. That is on the state record. I'm just not sure where all the money was spent at. I want a better accounting of that. So some of those things, when we built the central office, which is a very nice building, as you know, we went to the county commissioners, asked for $22 million to build that. They gave us $14 million to do that. But we came up with the other $8 million ourselves. Where do we come up with that money? Why would we ask for $22 million if we already had $8 million of it? those things that I keep getting asked all the time, where does that money come from? And I don't have a good answer. I mean, I asked that question in a board meeting, and it's kind of sort of explained, but not really.
You seem to have, I think you have been one among another one or two who have wanted Mickey Hall to be relieved of his duties, to get rid of him.
I never said that.
You never said that?
No.
You've never really felt that way?
Mickey does a great job for our, as the accountant, CPA for our school system.
And that's it.
That's it.
There's been some criticism as to as far as Lakeview School is concerned that maybe it has not had some improvements or maybe been put on the back burner some, and that is in your zone. And I've heard some criticism regarding that. Any comments from you regarding Lakeview or the improvements or changes that should be made there?
Lakeview is one of our older schools in the system now. 2 or 3 years ago, Coleman, I asked to spend some money on that school and did not even get a second for that so we could even discuss it. That really upset me. Now, we're talking $17 million to do everything that school wanted. So I go to the administration of the school and I ask them, what are the main things that we can do that's going to affect you that not going to cost $17 million? Because you know the situation in our county right now. We don't have the money to do that. We cannot borrow any money from what I understand. So I asked the administration over there, what can we do money-wise to help out? Because they wanted a driveway across that. A lot of things that did not really affect the day-to-day operation inside the school. And they said, Wayne, we need it all or we don't need anything. Now, as I'm getting off the board, all of a sudden there is a needs list that's a lot less than what it was originally, that was presented to the school board in the last this year.
The next group of members who comprise the board will most likely select a new director of schools, and I know by running you'd like to be there to do that. What do you envision? What would you like to see? What kind of director would you like to have selected at that time?
I'd like to see someone within our county. We have great people within our county that could step in and do the job. So I'd like to have someone that, I don't want to say homegrown, because a lot of the administrators and teachers are not always Wilson Countyans. But I'd like to see somebody from within our system.
You feel like that there's somebody, maybe more than one, that would be capable and be a good director, promote from within?
Oh, I do. I mean, we've got a couple of deputy directors, and I don't mean the finance director, but we've got 4 deputy directors up there now. I know at least 2 of those, excluding Mickey at this time, that could step in and do a great job, I think.
Well, by the way, that's another thing we've heard here lately. There's been we have 5 people, I believe, who earn $120,000 a year. You have a problem with that?
I do. I mean, our central office has grown, and we've got secretaries in there making inside the central office that make more than our teachers do. We're talking about people that teach our kids, and they make more than our teachers do. I just don't think that's right.
We got 2 minutes left. I'm going to give you the last 2 minutes to summarize your candidacy and say anything you'd like to the voters in your zone as to why you should be reelected to the school board.
Well, Coleman, I've heard you ask these questions earlier this week to my opponents. As I said, I enjoy serving. I want to keep serving. There is some very key issues that's coming up on the board. I think with my experience, I could help in that area. Coleman, I've been happily married for 47 years now. I don't say all 47 are together. No, the old joke. But I've been happily married. My wife gets on to me for joking too much, and I probably do that, okay? I have conceded to that to her. I joke too much. We've been happily married for 47 years. We met in high school. I graduated from high school a long time ago, and she graduated a year behind that. So we met in high school, dated in high school, been married since June 1st of 1973. That is, she's shaking her head yes. So, my head gets fuzzy with numbers sometimes, Coleman. So,
well, you're a candidate, one of four, wanting the Zone 1 seat on the Wilson County Board of Education, and the election is August the 6th. We'll be doing election returns that evening, and we welcome you to come and be a part of that. Early voting, I believe, is June 17th, and
July.
July.
I got to keep you on track, man. You have people showing up early.
Anyway, we'll see how it all shakes out, but we thank you for coming and sharing your thoughts with us this morning. Nice to have you.
I appreciate your time again this year, Coleman.
All right. Well, that is it for a Thursday. I hope you'll join us tomorrow for the Friday edition, and until then, I wish you a terrific day.